Hey, it's River with Bridge City Body Arts, and I'm here with WeArePgh.
It's your boy Big 06, and I'm back with another episode of WeArePgh, and who we have a pleasure of having on the show today?
River with Bridge City Body Art.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having us, and we just gonna roll right into it. So, tattooing. Can you tell us a little bit how you got into it, and what's your story?
It's really honestly not that big of a intro to tattooing. I've always done art. I'd say I've been an artist my whole life. I was a photographer mainly. I've been featured in galleries, both solo and group. I've been published a few times, but I always loved to draw. So one day I was like, what if I started tattooing? And my spouse was just like, go get a machine. Let's do it. So I bought one based off of a review. The review had a song that was stuck in my head the whole day. So I was like, okay, this is meant to be, bought it, started tattooing fake skin. I reached out to somebody and got an apprenticeship. I don't really recommend that to anybody. It didn't really end too good. So I ended up paying $1,000 for a year to learn to tattoo, and I had never tattooed on skin at all or anything. I wasn't allowed to, so I just quit. And then about the next week, I tattooed my first person for free, and I just kept going. Everything I know, I taught myself. So it was a little bit of a rocky journey. It's not like anybody else's, but I ended up getting here, so.
Hey, nevertheless, it's your journey. Speaking of journey, was there a specific person that let you tattoo them, or a moment that, led to you hey, I want to do this professionally, for a living?
I always thought about it. I had a friend in high school who had done all her own tattoos, and she was in an apprenticeship, and I was like, I just didn't know that was something that was so obtainable. I didn't know that I could do that. You know what I mean? So ever since then, I had it in my head that would be something that I can do.
Gotcha. Now, we were talking a little bit off camera. You said you are from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
You did spend a few years, I think you said in North Carolina,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's where I learned to tattoo.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you coming from in the city of Pittsburgh?
McKeesport.
Okay. How, with that being said, twofold question, how would you say the city of Pittsburgh and or, the city of McKeesport, influenced your, identity, for lack of better words, as far as tattooing goes?
I think in every way. I embrace who I am and where I'm from, and I try to make art that reflects that and who I am, the culture that raised me and made me who I am. It's a very small community, being Black and from a smaller city. So everybody and you're all connected, and everybody know everything about you. You know what I mean? And that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but either way, it's gonna propel you forward if you let it. And I think I put all of those experiences in my art, all of those things that raised me, MTV raised me, BET raised me, and I put that in my art.
For sure,
mm-hmm.
For sure. So speaking of art, how would you describe your tattoo style?
So when I started, I thought I was just gonna be really into American traditional, and I was into, again, putting my culture in that, and I hadn't seen many other people. There are some people that do it, but I haven't seen many. So I would do that style, and then I grew and I kept tattooing, and I learned more shading techniques, and I learned what I like to do. And so now I say I do black work, cyber sigilism, illustrative, fine line, which I just didn't think I would ever be there. I'm getting into where I want to continue to learn micro realism. And I had always said I'm never doing a portrait, and I just did my first portrait recently. So you can never say never, because when you go through your creative process, you never know where you're gonna end up.
For sure, I call it kind of just letting it flow.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing where it takes you. And I guess speaking of that, you kind of jumped on a few different I'll say, for lack of better words, genres. What would you say your creative process is from start to finish?
From start to finish, I usually see something that inspires me. Not recently, but last year I made some flash, and it was of Gumby, and it was of those Crayola chairs. I used to have the big crayon for the feet, and I was playing with my niece at the time, and she had one of those. Oh my God, I ain't seen that in so long. That's cool. So I made some flash. It's just things that I'm experiencing, and when I'm connecting with people. I just recently made some Sinners Flash because it's an incredible movie and it won some awards, and I think that it should have won more awards. So I was like, let me just make some Sinners Flash because I feel like it should, it's just like whatever comes to me. I try not to think too much into it because that's when I start to be like, what am I gonna make? What am I gonna draw? Like, I just gotta let it come when it comes.
Yep, 1000%. So speaking of, it's like letting it come, I'm trying to word it right. How do you prevent like artist block? Like artist block, I'm sorry.
Me personally, I'm still learning because I have that issue a lot. And I think something that is really helpful is to keep it silly and to make things that I still am enjoying, because even if it's not seen by the masses, if it's seen by one person, that's enough for me. Like if one person likes it, that means that I have reached somebody and I've done my job. Like I have to stop worrying about how many people are gonna see it and just worry about just whatever it is, like get it out what I feel, what I like.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's something like, I guess like your biggest moment, biggest win as like a tattoo artist? Like what's one of your tattoos that's like, hey, I'm really proud of this?
The portrait that I just recently did, because I just never thought I'd be able to do a portrait. I would see it and just not know how somebody's mind could work to make that. And then being able to figure it out and do it myself, like I'm very proud of that. I think it needs to be improved, obviously. It's my first one, but I'm so proud of it.
Awesome. So we kind of jumping in, we're going to jump over to like, we came across each other on TikTok, actually.
Yeah.
So like just being on that subject, I noticed just kind of, just going through, trying to get a little bit more familiar with you. It has like your page has just a really unique vibe. So how would you say like how does like, I guess the TikTok world kind of come, like I view it, has it, like how has like TikTok so far impacted your career? You see any success or like just engagement or anything like that?
I think a lot. Most of my engagement comes from TikTok and Instagram. Same. So I'm really trying to stay on it. And sometimes I don't like being the person who has to be a content creator. I just want to like sit and draw my silly little pictures and tattoo people, but I need to remember that it's 2026 and I have to have a presence on the internet. But it's fun to be able to talk to people. I think one of the biggest reasons I get good engagement is because I reach out to people. Every time they follow me, I'm like, hey, thank you. Like, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Just like how I reached out to y'all. Like, you know what I mean?
Take it back to the old days whenever I say like Instagram and, just when you really were trying to build your followers. Like,
right. And that goes back to my culture and what raised me. Like, that's what we do, where we're from. Like, somebody new is in town. Hey, how you doing? Like, you know, you need some help, like I'm here, like, and I know, like, for someone who's outside of it, it doesn't really seem like it'll be that way. If you're from here and you know of a reputation that McKeesport has, it seems like it wouldn't be that way, but there is a sense of community there, and you have to really experience it to experience it.
You got to be from out there, though. So I understand that 1000%, just as far, because it's its own entity, like if you know, you know. So it's like you just got to be from out there to kind of start unpeeling the layers.
Right.
And I kind of came to that realization of one of my cousins used to live out there for a little bit, and it's like, all right, it ain't as bad as people make it seem, but it's just their ignorance. Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But while we're still on the TikTok subject, what was like your biggest moment on TikTok? Like something that was like either positive or like surprised you, like, oh, I got to keep pushing this.
Yeah, I think the very first video I got like 600 or 700 likes on. And a lot of people were like commenting and like, oh my gosh, they were saying like, I like your style and you're really like telling me things that were just really reassuring of what I was doing. Because like you put your head down and you grind and you're not noticing your own growth. And then so hearing other people be like, I like this that you're doing and I want to come to you for this specific thing because like you do it well. Like, so hearing that was really like, okay, like I'm in it,
Yep. So, really, I say kind of just that form of, I don't want to say validation, but sometimes you get, it's just cool to hear like, hey man, I like what you're doing, proud of you, keep going. Just that little stuff that you just don't, you just don't know, people don't know how far that takes, that just does for like the mental and just as a creator, because sometimes you just get so caught in just, like you said, putting your head down, going to work. you just you get caught up in those moments. So
I mean, being a creative in general is just a hard job. Like,
yes,
you be down on yourself more than people even can, I think, comprehend. Like, everything you put out, you're gonna have a negative thought about, and you're gonna be like, okay, like, I hope this is really well perceived. And like, you really have to learn to be gentle with yourself, which is what I'm doing now. So like, when you ask me what my process is, I don't know, because I'm learning a new process. My process before wasn't working.
It's usually not always the same. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's like kind of failing forward, if that makes sense, and kind of putting it on wax.
Exactly.
Kind of jumping from, we're going from TikTok to a more personal thing, more personal perspective, I should say. What's one thing you wish your clients knew before, I say, like, reaching out to you and like, hey, I want to get a tattoo. What's something you wish people knew?
I wish people knew that it was okay to ask questions, because a lot of time people are reaching out to tattoo artists and they're intimidated by us, and they are immediately closed off, maybe on a defense type of side of the conversation. And I really just want people to know, like, it's okay to come and ask a question, even if you're not getting a tattoo. Like, I would rather you ask me a question about the job that I do every single day and that I care about, than to like just not know the information and like hope that you just get it right. Because a lot of people do things that are necessarily not the safest option, and you could just reach out and ask. And I'm gonna give you the information for free, because I don't believe that you should pay for an apprenticeship. I think that it should be word of mouth and community taught, because that's what this is. That's the history of it. That's where it began, in community, and that's how we should keep it.
There it is. So next question would be, just you kind of being a student of the game, it sounds like, what is like the best piece of advice you received as far as like being like a tattoo artist?
As far as like the technical side of things, the best advice that I ever received was to slow down, and less is always more. As far as like the mental side of things, the best advice that I have ever received would be to trust yourself and to continue to move forward and never stop learning. Because once you stop learning, that's when it gets bad. You gotta keep pushing yourself forward, because if you stop learning, then you're just gonna be stuck where you're at, and that's never good. For sure.
You say just one way or another, just like I say, just again, failing forward. And just like say, you never know when it's, it's 4th and 1 and you on the goal line, if you quit, you never gonna know if you got that touchdown, right? So I agree, as a creative, that makes a ton of sense.
This is a super competitive industry. So like a lot of the time you are really like, should I be doing this? Like, am I good enough to even work around the people that I work around? Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be here. Like, these people are so talented. Like, how did I make it here? Like, does my art compete? And you have to really remember, like, for lack of better words, like, you gotta remember who the fuck you are, because you worked this hard to get here, like, and you can work to get even further.
And speaking of that, what was like your moment of like, I belong, like, just like your biggest, I'm here, I mean, this is where I'm supposed to be?
I think just the first time somebody was seeking out an artist and like wanted to come for me for my flash, like something that I drew just from my mind, to have somebody want that from my style, that's a very big thing for me. I don't know about any other artists, but like finding my style was a very big dilemma that I had. And I was just like, who am I? What is my identity as an artist? Like, I don't want to just feel like I'm making a copy of this and a copy of that. I want to be able to like make something original and somebody want that. And so having that happen, I was like, okay, like as an artist, I've done it.
Man, we could just have a whole nother segment on, I get it 1,000%.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a roller coaster, just being a creative. So like with that said, it's want to ask what challenges have you faced, like throughout your journey?
Man, the biggest one by far was my apprenticeship. I felt like I was under someone who didn't really want me to win. I felt like she was stunting my growth purposely, and I couldn't identify it at first because I had built a friendship with that person. So it became abusive, and she was abusive to me, and I just was like, that's my friend. Like, that's my friend. I'm gonna still stick beside her because she would be abusive in my apprenticeship, but then also call me every morning to see how I was doing and give me things and feed me and clothe me literally, because I was giving all my money to her. So she would be giving me clothes, and I'm like not even thinking like, this is fucked up. Like, I don't even have money to clothe myself, and she's quite literally grooming me to do what she wants me to do. She wanted me to do traditional style only. She wanted me to work in her shop for a year. I had to sign a contract. She wanted me to pay her $150 every week, even though I was planning a wedding. Even though we were suffering, we had food stamps. Like, my dog was sick. Like, she didn't care. Her money on time every week. Like, and that was just like the biggest thing to stop me, because I spent a year giving my money away, not able to even tattoo. So like, I feel like within that year I could have learned so much, and like, but I'm glad that I had it. And I can't say that I'm not grateful, because I did learn some things like sanitation, which is what you should learn first before you even touch anything. But I knew that to a T, because I was cleaning everything in there. Yeah. So like, I'm grateful for that. But if I hadn't had that, if I had just taught myself the way that I ended up doing anyway, without spending that money, where could I be now?
Right, and so big ups for you for keep going and not, just figuring it out, because I feel like as a creative, that's like half the battle, is just problem solving, right?
Yeah.
And just for, I say someone that might watch this and I don't know, I say if they're in that same situation or something like it, how did you, wiggle out of there, or what was your inspiration to keep going, and knowing there's more to it? This ain't where, this isn't how you want things to be.
We just disagreed. We were disagreeing on what I should be doing. And I was like, okay, like, even if I'm wrong, I'm gonna have to leave. Like, I just made the choice to jump, because, okay, you're saying that I'm wrong and this is gonna be horrible and I'm gonna ruin people's lives and I'm gonna give so many people infections and they're gonna sue me and all this shit about how I am just not a good enough artist. And I decided, maybe that's right, but I gotta see for myself, and I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to see my way out of this. You just gotta take that leap. You gotta take that leap, and you gotta believe in yourself and do things right. Do it by the book. If you're not doing it by the book, then it's not gonna be right. Like, you can't take a shortcut. If you want the longevity of it, you cannot take a shortcut, and it's gonna be hard and you're gonna wanna quit, but it's worth it.
Yeah, yep. I say if it's easy, everything easy probably ain't worth having.
Exactly.
You gotta get that sweat equity and get that 10,000 hours. And then my partner right here, he got a saying, dropped a clothing brand behind it called like Leap of Faith.
Sick.
So he was up here, he's from Pittsburgh, and then he just said Leap of Faith. He moved to Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Much, and kind of just found himself down there.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's kind of how this whole WeArePgh thing came together.
Shit. I like that.
Can't come back and kind of just just putting everybody deep with what he learned down there. So
yeah, coming back and just spreading that. Yeah, I love that.
Yep. Just a lot of collaboration over competition.
And that's the meaning of life and creating. Like, you go and you learn and you bring it back and you apply it to community.
Yes.
Because art is community. Like, that's the basis of what I do, is community and providing safe places for everybody to get tattooed.
Yes. So looking ahead, with all that said, where do you see your art, taking next? Any like exciting goals or projects coming up?
I just want to focus on making more physical media. I don't really care how far it goes or how many people it makes contact with. I just think it's important with the state of the world right now. We cannot rely on the internet. So I want to make things that are tangible I can give. I have a zine library over here with lots of information, and I want to make more zines and I want to spread them. I have recently gotten into leather work, and I'm going to tattoo leather and like carve leather and make wallets and just have something that I made with my hands that means something other than like just a picture that I posted from my iPad.
For sure. And I said, where the world's going, there ain't too many things. I'll use the word tangible. It's like physically tangible. It's kind of like, like they're wiping it, so it's like, I like where you're going with that as far as keeping things like physical, and like timeless things that people just like, oh, I got this, and it's just around, and oh, here, it's yours now. Just, you get what I'm saying? So like timeless art, nevertheless.
It's so important. Like, even the art that I have on my walls, it's either made by some of my clients or acquired by thrift stores. Like, it's so important to have those things. Like, I trade for art all the time. Like, I'll tattoo you if you give me some art that you made with your hands, because that's important.
Yep.
It's valuable currency to me.
For sure. So before we wrap up, like ask just a few just fun questions. If you could tattoo anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Jackie Gresham.
Okay, what kind of tat? What would you give her?
Whatever she wanted.
Okay, and I say, other than that, what would you say your favorite tattoo is, like that you have on yourself, or something that you wish you did?
This is my favorite tattoo I've ever done on myself. It's supposed to be on my other leg, and it's also not perfect, but it was the first time I did something that big, let alone on myself. So yeah.
And lastly, before we get out of here, 3 words you would either describe Pittsburgh, or you could do McKeesport, since that's where you're from. What's 3 words you would do? You would say to describe the city?
The way that I'm feeling now is only one word. Like, I haven't been here in so long, so being back, I just feel like I'm home. It's a relief to be somewhere where people know you and love you. Because I spent years in a place where I had nobody but my husband and his family. So like being here and like just having people who generally care about me, I'm home.
And so that goes back to the community.
Yeah,
right?
That's everything.
That community.
It's within everything that I do. I weave community in with everything I do, because we are literally the strength of this entire country, and we need each other.
For sure. Now more than ever.
Yeah.
And so with that said, can you let everybody know where they can find you on the social media?
You can find me on Instagram at PokenRound, PokenRound. That's probably your best bet.
Awesome, man. Wrapping up another exclusive episode with We Are Pittsburgh here with River. Appreciate you for having us, and see y'all on the next one. Thanks again.
Of course.